My bone made out of metal. Hell fucking yeah, my shoulders of tiger. My waist of a jaguar, legs of a dragon.
Arms of a monkey.
Hell fucking yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, this is JoeJinMovieSoAwesome. I'm Joe.
I'm Won-Jin.
We're going to start off today with our spoilers review of Havoc, starring Tom
Wait a minute.
Hardy.
I forgot to write spoilers review here.
Oh, really?
Hang on.
Every review we do is spoilers, guys. And then we're going to do our review of Andor Season 2, Episode 4 to 6. And then we're going to do a Let's Talk where we do talk some parts about Last of Us Season 2, Episode 3. And then we're going to talk about everything and anything there.
Hey, what's up, Void?
What's up,
What's
Void
up,
in the building? Zedzy in the building. Hey, I want to give a big shout out to our Triple Trouble, Void a Parrot, Zedzy, and Scott Walker, who's been with us from day one. And I also want to welcome our 2 new subscribers to our channel. We have 60 subscribers now.
60.
Hell effing yeah.
We're so close to 100 now.
So today I'm going to try not to use the F word because one of our subscribers keep insisting that I don't use the word.
You just started with the F word.
Did I? I don't remember.
Yeah. Hell effing yeah is what you said.
What was that song, Joe? Da, 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 da.
Yeah, it's a song from this movie called Hwang Fei Hong.
Yeah.
Hwang Bi Hong. I think in English it's called Once Upon a Time in China.
Oh, yeah. It's an amazing song. Void, wait, I don't remember you guys mentioning that you'll be reviewing Havoc. Oh, no. Last week we actually did Void. Near our Let's Talk, I think we did.
Yeah.
But, Void, I'm so sorry if we kind of miscommunicated that. But I want to repeat again. We're going to do a review of Havoc, starring Tom Hardy, available on
Scott
Netflix.
Walker, what's up?
What's up, Scott Walker in the building? And then we're going to do Andor. And then we were thinking about doing a separate video of The Last of Us, but I feel like, Won-Jin, tell me if I'm wrong here. I feel like the episode 3 didn't really deserve a review, in my opinion, so we're going to put it in Let's Talk. But there will be spoilers, okay? Yeah, Walker, let's talk about it in 40 minutes, man.
We'll get there. Don't worry.
Because last week we did like 4 videos, and I felt like it was too much. So we're going to start Let's Talk as our 3rd video. Oh, ZZ. Instead of F trying to say funk or duck. Yeah, ZZ, that's not going to work.
Or fudge.
Yeah.
Like in elementary school.
But anyway, guys, welcome to the show, and we're going to start with Havoc right now. So, Won-Jin, when I hear Havoc, I think of Mobb Deep.
Yeah, Mobb Deep. Prodigy and Havoc.
Rest in peace, Mobb Deep.
Since I'm like a military geek, I also think of this helicopter from the Soviet Union. It's called, Mi-28 is called. They have these like names, nicknames given by like the NATO countries.
Yeah,
it's
like
also
Desert
called
Eagle,
Havoc.
right?
Yeah, it's called Havoc. And there's another movie from like mid 2000s, early 2000s called Havoc with Anne Hathaway. I remember that movie.
But I gotta be honest, man. I didn't see much Havoc going on here. I gotta be honest, and hey, Won-Jin, I honestly felt like this should have been like a 4-episode miniseries.
Okay.
Because I love the actors, Tom Hardy and
Timothy Olyphant. We
yeah.
also had Forest Whitaker. So
Yeah.
basically, we got like Academy Award caliber actors in this.
I also love the Asian actors, by the way. I've seen Miss Cheng, the cop, plus the mob boss mother.
The lady, yeah.
Yeah, in different films, I feel. And it tried to be so many things at the same time. For me, I don't know. I think you and we have a slightly different opinion about the film, maybe. But the only redeeming part of the film was the middle club fight.
Yeah.
But I was like, didn't I see a better version of this in John Wick? Like, listen, Won-Jin. When I watch a Hong Kong film in the 80s, I know what I'm getting into. If I watch District 13 or what's that Parco film with the French?
Banlieue 13.
Yeah.
Oh, I think that is called District 13.
Yeah, okay, here we go.
Was it District? But it's called Banlieue 13 in French.
Yeah, Banlieue 13. When I walk into that stuff, I know what I'm expecting there. But here, I couldn't tell if this wanted to be a serious cop drama or over-the-top action piece. And when the club fight happened, I was like, man, Tom Hardy, so you are a corrupt cop and you sure fight like Rambo there, son. Like, what's going on there? And I just felt like the tone was all over the place. Don't forget, boys, you gotta watch Once Upon a Time. Yeah, Won-Jin promised you that, right, Walker? I suggest Joe does a test for high blood pressure. I need more tests than that. Void, the only thing I knew about this movie is that it has mixed reviews composed of extremes. People either really liked it or really hated it. Void, I'm glad you mentioned that because I think that has to do with expectations.
Yeah. And since you mentioned the 80s Hong Kong movies, the impression I got from this movie is the 80s and 90s Hong Kong movies.
What about Ong Bak? What's that in English?
Yeah, I think it's also called Ong Bak.
Okay.
Yeah, but it had a very similar feeling to it, especially like the fight scenes and also like the way the plot unfolds. There's very little explanation on what's going on. So this is basically like those 80s, 90s Hong Kong action films or like the 90s Jean-Claude Van Damme movies.
Yeah, exactly.
But with just modern production and the actors of today.
Hey,
that's the feeling I got.
But you know what the problem is? Those things knew they were selling chocolate. They didn't pretend it was Louis XVI, no sugar added, pure chocolate. Like, for example, that French parkour one.
Banlieue 13.
Yeah, 5 minutes in, you know that this shit doesn't make sense. But it's going to be cool as yes.
Fudge.
But here, I couldn't tell if they wanted to be serious or whether it was over the top. That's what I have a problem with. That's why I feel like it should have been a 4-episode miniseries. Because for me, it was unsatisfactory in a lot of ways. I didn't get to know all the characters. I also didn't get enough of that like badass over-the-top action. And by the 1 hour mark, the ending was so predictable. Like, hell yeah, you're all gonna die. And like, so they added Bonnie and Clyde, corrupt cop redemption story, newbie cop, like, what is this? Like, Training Day, John Wick? And, like, how many different movies can have an orgy? Oh, Zizzy. Oh, for me, it was very confusing. It made me dizzy a lot. Exactly. Oh, yeah. Oh, camera work. I want to say that, Zizzy, too. Like, even the cinematography I felt was underwhelming in the sense that they start off with documentary realism style, and then it changes to over the top,
like Sin City.
Yeah,
especially the car chases.
And then when Tom Hardy looks at the camera, I'm like, go to fucking jail, like, life sentence. You murdered an undercover cop in cold blood. Like, so, like, I felt like. Remember, Won-Jin, this reminded me of a few episodes back. We talking about salad, right? I felt like this was a mix of two good salads in a very small bowl.
Okay.
That's how I felt, but now it's your turn. Because I felt like Won-Jin liked it better than I did.
Well, I didn't really like it, per se. I enjoyed watching it, but would I watch it again? Never. And I understand why they decided to call it Havoc, but you said redeeming quality. The only redeeming quality of this movie for me is that it's short. It's like an hour and 40 minutes. That's the only thing that kind of makes this movie okay. Had this been 2 hours, I would be angry right now. But since it was just hour and 40 minutes, I can let it go. And the action scenes, that was just a lot of like gun shooting, but it's the way they're getting shot and the way the bodies like react to the gunshots. It's very 90s and 80s, like, you know, like this. The Charlie Sheen movie, what's it called? Platoon.
Hey man,
with more blood and realism.
Hey, listen. The club scene was alright, but the cabin scene, I was like, Tom, why are you pretending you're vulnerable? Why don't you just get a Desert Eagle and go out and shoot every one of those gangsters?
That cabin scene, that was like the most Hong Kong like feeling for me. Like the way things were happening there, like grabbing the legs and trying to pull down, and that was very Hong Kong.
Hey, that's a disrespect to Hong Kong movies. You know what the difference is? You add, like John Wick, for example, there's less blood than you think there are. You know, there's fatalities there. But the cabin scene, the problem is, I can't tell if they're going over the top or like doing the Hong Kong thing.
Mm-hmm.
And by like 2 minutes in, I was like, Tom, you're invincible. What are you talking? Like, are you sure you're Kirk Cobb?
I was thinking he's either invincible or these Chinese gangs, they can shoot for shit.
I know, man. And I just felt like, and here's another thing. It looked video games at times. Like, and sometimes that works.
Mm-hmm.
But this time it didn't, because there were just so many scenes where I felt like they were going for realism, and then they do a sudden shift of the mood. And another thing I hated, the woman boss should have got more like screen time.
She was more interesting than, in my opinion, than Tom Hardy, actually.
Not just Tom Hardy, but what about Academy Award winner?
Like Forest Whitaker?
What? Why
that guy was just like a paperboard there. Like a cardboard, literally.
Pedro Pascal in Equalizer 2 is more interesting than Whitaker. Like, what? Like, so that's the Sin City element you're talking about, right? Mm-hmm. That, remember in Sin City 1 and 2, the senator father was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Whitaker's like, I love you, son. I'm like, Whitaker, bye-bye. Like, goodbye. Like, I just wish there were, I don't know. Wait.
So I think they were trying to unfold too many things in such little time. Mm-hmm. They should at least, I don't know, get rid of few characters from the story and just focus more on unfolding like the characters like Tom Hardy and, you know, like the Bonnie and Clyde, the Runaways, Charlie and what's her name, Mia. Maybe they should have focused on that.
Zizzy, the only thing that I like was the warm and cold contrasting lights and nice colors. Yeah, F that. It had potential, but somehow they didn't manage to pull the potential on the mainstream. Yeah. From what you guys are describing, this doesn't seem like the type of role Tom typically signs up for. Yeah, Void, that's a good point, because the only time I saw Tom do the Void, like the Bane walk, was some scenes in the middle. But in the rest of the scene, like, see, here's the problem. I would have preferred, like, Bane.
Mm-hmm.
Like breaking bones and crushing skulls.
And that gives you power over me?
Exactly. Oh, this film of mine, where's Batman?
You must start the fire.
For there is hope, and then there's death. I'm like, here, like, but Tom Hardy was, I felt like Tom Hardy, being like a theater class actor, he was trying to be serious. His body language is different from other films. Like, he's not like a hulking gorilla here. He's like very more.
Oh, we also got to see his divorced wife and his child.
Yeah, what was the point?
What was the whole point of like showing that?
Yeah, and what's that Fargo acting like getting on a train? Like, it was just pointless.
Oh, Timothy Olyphant. That guy is also a tremendous actor, by the way.
But hey, did you think he played a good villain though? I was not convinced.
It was too abrupt.
Yeah.
Because remember, the twist was like the masked shooters were actually cops. That should have been like a surprise.
See, that's why what I mean by miniseries. It should have been like 2.5 episodes of the Hong Kong mafia, mater familias, like a mother boss, like chasing after the killer, but finding out that it was the corrupt cops. And the problem is, like, let's compare the Training Days, for example. Training Days work because of the dynamic between Ethan Hawke and
Denzel.
Yeah, they were the central characters. Everyone was side character. Here, I can't decide who.
Where is the center?
Like, what? And it just,
everything's a mess.
Exactly.
So maybe the script writing is the Havoc.
That's destruction to our brain cells, right? I feel like it was 80% Asian martial art and 10% chasing and 10% talking and stories. You're being too generous, Desi. It was none of those things.
Forest Whitaker was in this movie? Yes, boy. Forest Whitaker plays like this mayor.
Corrupt
mayor in this movie.
You know what? Maybe this movie was longer, but they edited it out.
Maybe.
I didn't dislike it, but I can't remember what was it about. It was about, and it happened so fast too. That's why I don't know. And like even the club scene, because John Wick is established as a badass killer before that iconic like club scene with Greyjoy.
I mean, they spend like the first 30 minutes of the movie basically establishing how fucking badass he is.
Exactly.
They call him Baba Yaga.
Yeah.
They have the whole speech about how badass he is, and you just killed his dog.
Oh, here's another problem is, this is a movie where morally gray doesn't work. Because they don't give us time to appreciate their morally gray like element. Like that car scene with the Hong Kong mother boss and Whitaker was so effing annoying to me. Like, why are you keeping him alive? Just shoot him in the head. But I did like, because I did love in the beginning that the mother was trying to get revenge for the son. That's always more convincing to me than like, you know, because usually when we see movies, we see the Taken scenario where father is trying to save the daughter, right? But here I did like the mother and the
coming
son
to avenge
dynamic.
her son.
Yeah.
And man, that reminds me, if they're gonna do this like mashup of like misunderstandings, they should watch. Maybe I'm insulting the writers too much, but maybe they should take notes from some of like Guy Ritchie's movies because he knows how it's done. When like all these misunderstandings like eventually compound in the end.
No, but that's not. I feel like Won-Jin, I'm so sorry, but I disagree because there's no comedy here. Everyone's so serious. Shut up! like, how can you tell me this is serious after the club scene?
It doesn't have to be funny, but they have to show like how little things can lead to such big misunderstandings. They didn't really put any effort into that. It's like, yeah, and they turn out to be these guys, and just because that Charlie guy was shot on the CCTV, they just presume that he's the one who killed your son. Yeah, that doesn't really work, does it?
So let's give a number grade to this, man. It feels like
I would give it a 3.
3? Wait. Void, my family aren't the vengeable type, so I never really understood that stuff. No, but vengeance is a great theme when vengeance is justified. You're going to give it a 3? I'm going to give it a 6.
What? Is it just to like
balance
level?
it out?
Yeah, balance it out.
No, because you know why I give it a 6? Because of the actors. I did like Tom Hardy.
I thought they were completely wasted in this movie. I feel so sorry for the actors for playing this.
I like 2 actors in particular, Tom Hardy and the woman cop. The rookie cop. She has such a pan-Asian face.
Yeah.
I think she's a white father, white mother, or...
You go to that cabin and you didn't call for backup? What the fuck, cop?
No, but depending on the tone of the movie, that might have not mattered. But they couldn't decide whether this was serious or not. That was why we were confused.
You know, I was thinking, that movie needs Reacher. That movie needs Reacher.
Because I'm gonna give a 6 because I could imagine myself seeing Tom Hardy and that rookie cop actor in a better written film, and like make it look more better than this. Wei-Jin, I will give it a 4 because the colors were pretty. Okay, so I'm gonna give it a 6. Won-Jin gives it a 3. So JoeJinMovieSoAwesome gives Havoc starring Tom Hardy a 4.5. I mean, do I recommend it? No. But listen, if you're bored out of your ass
and you like gunshot actions,
no, but don't you think Netflix subscribers already watched this? They're like, yeah, automatic press,
maybe
time killer. So that's the score we give. Watch it or not, it's your choice. But this has been JoeJinMovieSoAwesome. I'm Joe.
I'm Won-Jin.
We're gonna take a 30-second break and come back to talk about Andor, the thing we actually want to talk about.
The good stuff.
Scott Walker.
Excuse you.
I was gonna say an inappropriate word, but big shout out to pigeons, wombats, and hamsters. See you in a bit, guys. Bye, bye, bye. Da, 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 da.
He says he liked it better than the Skadoosh movie.
Oh, really? Skadoosh was way better. What are you talking about? Skadoosh still lingers on me. Sammy, no!
What's the actual name of the... Oh, Synecdoche.